Well, hello, good morning. Welcome to Double Talk. I'm Mark Steffen.
And it is good morning if you're watching it in the morning. We don't know when it goes. But I'm Michael Mandel, and we're glad to be here. We are in the studios of the
Las Cruces
channel Cable TV 98, which you must know, unless you're watching this on YouTube, which most of you do. So it said Old Grove Gin.
Old Grove Gin.
This is the Old Grove Gin. Notice it's not a gin color. It's a sort of a light
Looks like
Scotch,
iced tea.
light Scotch, light bourbon. That's because the gin is barrel rested, which
So it pulls,
made me curious about it because, I mean, they're coming out with a lot of barreled gins. Not a lot, but a few.
Yeah.
As soon as you put it in a barrel, that sort of takes the gin thing away. It turns it into a Scotch or a bourbon or an Irish whiskey.
especially depending on what was in that barrel before. It's going to pull that color out of the wood.
That's what happens. And that's how other things get.
Hook me up.
So,
We're going to taste this, as we do on every show. We always taste something if you've watched the show before.
this show, in a way, let's see. A little story about getting Old Grove barrel rested. I got it at PicQwik on University. And I know you shun disbelief getting something at PicQwik.
But the prices are so fair.
We're in PicQwik. No, and the University. And I always take a look because they have some interesting things. They get some weird tequilas.
It's all behind the shelf.
No, it's not
counter.
behind. No, there's a little walkway. There's a whole little aisle at the University.
Yeah. Oh, that's where the beer was.
No, there's a lot of stuff there. In
Okay.
fact, Cointreau, don't go out and take all my Cointreau, but Cointreau is cheaper there than Walmart.
Interesting.
And
Interesting.
So it's less than $40.
But only at that PicQwik.
I have not tried. There are 52 PicQwik locations in Las Cruces, and everybody thinks that what's his name, Andrade, owns it. He's the manager. It seems that all those PicQwik places, if you go look on the real estate books, they're owned by Smucker's Food Service. What do you say about Smucker's?
With a name like Smucker's, it's got to be good.
So the people who bring you strawberry preserves also bring you weird alcohol, I guess. In
And,
52 locations in Las Cruces.
And high-priced beer and gasoline, too.
Well, yeah, the beer. They have to make money on people who like to buy beer without planning on it.
That's convenience. Right. I live, very close to a PicQwik. One of the old PicQwiks that doesn't have a Santa Fe grill, for instance, and very high prices on all their alcohol.
I would suggest the reason I got this is we're doing this competition with the people we've talked about before, Rosa and Bob, about getting weird gins.
Okay.
So I went ahead and got this. Let's see what it tastes
We're
like.
having it on the rocks,
Yes.
straight on the rocks.
Which is acceptable.
It's got quite a sweetness to it, Michael. This is the sweetest gin I've ever tasted.
It's not. You know
Where
what
does that
it
sweet
is?
flavor come from?
The sweet flavor comes from being rested in barrels. So it pulls out the oak.
So one wonders what was in the barrel before the gin was in the barrel.
Could have been bourbon.
Bourbon's not this
Or it
sweet.
could have been. It could have been just regular oak. I mean, they put Scotch in oak. They put bourbon in oak. They put Irish whiskey in oak.
It's got notes of whiskey.
Yes, it tastes like whiskey.
Yes.
It doesn't taste like gin.
No, this
He
is no
gave it
gin.
taste juniper. This is why I brought it because, first of all, I'm not in love with Southern Comfort. I think this is the closest to Southern Comfort. I mean, that's the thing I could.
Gin by any other name is whiskey.
Well, that's true.
Okay, they can call it gin if they want to.
Our producer had this with Coca-Cola or Pepsi just before the show. He loved it. So there's no accounting for taste. But
Yeah, because
I am sure
he drinks Pepsi.
he drinks Pepsi. So I'm sure anything you put in Pepsi is going to be good. This, if you like Pepsi, if you like that sweetness with your drink, like a Cuba Libre or something, this would be really good.
Well, Cuba Libre, employs a lime that helps cut some of that sweetness.
That's
which
true.
is a good thing.
I had a friend who used to drink part of their Coke bottle and then put Southern Comfort in the rest and brought it into the movies.
Well, that makes sense.
That's a good idea. So this, I tried this with tonic.
Yeah?
All it does is, I mean, you wouldn't want
Tonic.
You wouldn't.
Tonic's sweet enough as it is.
I know you don't want bourbon in tonic. Nobody
No.
drinks Scotch in tonic.
No, I have
That's
a club,
silly.
club soda. Makes more sense.
All it's going to do is lighten out how sweet it is, but it's still the same flavor. So in a way, I'm looking at this as the tasting of things that I prefer not to drink.
What are you going to
Like,
do with it? Give others.
I'm going to let other people try it and see what they think. I mean, Our producer liked it in the right thing. I tried doing this as a Negroni, but I thought since it's so sweet, you have to do a real bitter one. So I use a gentian.
No sweet vermouth this time around?
Gentian quinine
Uh-huh.
type of vermouth, which is a little bitter than most than
Okay.
Campari. And then
And
instead of sweet vermouth, I use Punta Mace, which is a alcohol made out of a bitter and a sweet vermouth, so it'd be bitter. All it did was, the two things tasted good by themselves, but with this, it just...
What if you just made the regular Negroni and then added a couple drops of bitters?
Yeah, it's still going to have this taste of Southern comfort.
Well,
as it gets colder...
And so, that might not be a
as
bad
it gets
thing.
colder, maybe you can make a mint julep out of this.
Well, honey child, I'll be glad to try that.
Oh.
We'll try anything on this show if you've watched the show, and we do.
What we get a hold of? What don't we try? No, we don't.
We
haven't
haven't-
tried.
we
There's
have
one
not-
thing we don't try.
Tequila.
No.
You haven't tried
We've
that?
tried tequila.
No, we haven't.
I'm pretty sure we have. We'll have to take a look. One thing you have never tried is what?
Anything that's got a licorice flavor.
Based alcohols.
Right. No
We had to
Galliano.
have Teddy Sanchez
No Ouzo.
Aspen come on so that we could drink those
Yeah.
type of liquors.
Down the
And
hatch with
it's
that.
pretty good. Okay, let's kill this.
Okay, we need to move on because
We're going to talk about things that are happening here. What's happening in...
by the way, we also have this Wild Turkey Rye that we're going to taste
that's
after
going to
the
do
break.
the half the time.
Yeah, now, you know,
What do you want to start
I
with?
guess we can't
Oh.
avoid talking about Kathy Griffin. She just committed
I'm
career
way-
suicide
I'm way ahead of you on that.
and severed a head.
Yes.
And yeah, she did this I guess is kind of an art piece.
A joke?
And some photographer talked her into doing this, thought it'd be a fun
Of course,
idea.
Trump's hair is the same color as hers.
And oh gosh, it's really cost her big time. Her career.
Well, you know, she always booked herself as a D-list celebrity.
yeah, well now she's Z.
This keeps her there.
Yeah, she's lost her job on CNN doing the New Year's Eve with Anderson Cooper.
Yeah, but she'll get back. Look at what happened to Kramer. Oh, wait.
Yeah, right.
He never got back.
Yeah, the poor guy. Yeah, she lost her job at Route 66 next month. She's going to appear there.
She was going to work as a gas station attendant?
No, she was going to
She
be.
might have to work as a gas station
Now,
attendant.
she was going to headline her
See,
comedy
best
act.
gas value.
Everybody's canceling Kathy Griffin. I feel sorry for the girl. I like Kathy Griffin.
She
but,
is. She takes a lot of risks.
But what she did was in poor taste, and I guess it was poor enough taste for enough people that the backlash was severe, even from people who are Democrats.
Poor Anderson Cooper. He managed to say that because he does the New Year's Eve
He
thing
does it with her, yes, and
So-
has for 10 years.
Okay, so it was wrong.
And she's
and she's
apologized.
not an artist, so she can't say it's art.
Well, she's a comic artist. And even Chelsea Clinton came out saying, you know, how wrong it
Well,
was.
it isn't nice to have people. It's a death thing. It's like putting somebody's head on a pike. It's what Stalin would do. So in a way, it's not good. It's something that the Russians would do. And since this country is now being run by people who are secret agents of Russia, they're not so secret though.
Does he anymore?
That might be her influence. Maybe she should make a remark like that she's just showing who the country is run by, Stalinists.
Well, would it be okay if she did it with a dead president's head?
Actually, it's not really pretty to hang somebody's dead head.
Well,
From your
I don't
hand.
think pretty is the
I think
concept.
it's supposed to make you aghast, and it doesn't matter whose head it is. You don't want to like be hanging people's heads from your hand. It's sort of like a zombie movie.
Well, I can see a political cartoon now. It'll be Trump holding her head. You watch.
That's a good idea. We'll see how long that takes.
Yeah, right.
Anybody watching the show?
I
Bob
predict-
Divin, if you're watching,
I predict it will have happened by the time you see this show.
maybe. We'll see. Anyway,
Like Medea, you know, with all the snakes.
it's like Medea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it'll be.
Just beheaded.
Now, you know, just this week, Thursday.
Well, this week was Memorial Day. I just wanted to,
Monday was this week.
Yes.
That was Memorial Day.
and there's a lot of celebrations, and
Which was
people
the-
honored the people from.
That was the major topic of our show last week.
It's actually a celebration of the end of World War
No,
One,
No, Memorial Day is memorializing the dead.
from World War One.
Initially, it used to be called Decoration Day. When you go to the graveyard and decorate the graves with
Oh,
flowers.
I thought
and so
that's
forth.
Christmas when you decorate your tree.
No, that's something
That's
else.
something else. All these holidays. You know, if the world goes on long enough, every day is going to have its own holiday.
Well,
this is what's happened to the Jewish religion because the Jews have been around for so long. Every day's
you have so many holidays.
I know.
And,
in fact,
the Catholics hardly have any.
It's probably it's probably Sukkah. I'm working or Shavuot, and I'm almost working on it.
Well, isn't there a Jewish holiday this week?
Yeah, there was.
Yeah,
on Wednesday.
That's
Shavuot.
right.
So I'm taking today off. I'll see you later. Thanks for reminding me. Where are you going to go into Jesse Haynes?
Let's go into that now.
Speaking of horrible things,
he's not he wasn't convicted as being a cop killer. He pled guilty to being a cop killer.
First-degree murder.
And he killed the cop. He killed the cop in Hatch, New Mexico. Let's get him off the picture. Let's pay homage to the man that he killed. Jose Chavez was the victim of that cop killer.
He had a procession for his funeral. I mean,
yes,
to just stick their gun in a car and shoot somebody, that's pretty mean. Yeah. That's very ISIS-like.
So, yeah, he led cops on a big chase. And he actually accidentally shot himself. He shot another person, too, when he tried to hijack their car.
Did he shot himself? He shot himself in the leg,
groin.
Right? In the groin?
Yes.
Well, there's part of your punishment.
And so now he's going to be serving life in prison. He pled guilty. He'll be getting life, but he got it so that he's going to be incarcerated in Ohio, near his family, as if anybody's going to come visit him. But he still has federal charges to which he will be found guilty on for murders back in Ohio.
Well, that's good. So he'll be back in Ohio.
He and his cohort who was in the car with him.
So the most he can get is simultaneous lifetime.
Well, if they run them concurrent or consecutive, hopefully they're
unless
consecutive.
they give him the death penalty. So if they give him the death penalty, that would prevent him from serving out his sentence, wouldn't it?
That's true. He'd get a short sentence, wouldn't he? So anyway, it's good to get that guy out of town. He'll be leaving town soon.
Yeah, that was a horrible little story.
Now, our ex-governor and former presidential candidate, Gary Johnson.
You really morphed that one.
He's one of those extreme athletes, and he's going to be riding his bicycle.
I don't know if bike riding is extreme, but it is extreme.
The way he's doing
from Canada.
From Canada all the way down to New Mexico.
I mean, how hard is it? It's downhill.
He's following the Continental Divide, so
it's downhill.
You
start
north. It's on a mountain.
No, you just go. Did you ever see the globe of the world?
Uh-huh.
You start up there, you roll down.
Well, he's in the Rocky Mountains.
The hard part is to brake in time to stop in New Mexico. Otherwise, you go right to the equator.
Well, you hit the Rio Grande River, and that's it.
Well, exactly.
No, so he's going to be doing it all the way down the Continental Divide, which goes through the Gila Wilderness into New Mexico.
I believe other people have probably done
that
things
far?
like that.
I'm sure they have.
People have also
and now
walked
he's doing it.
People always walk the Appalachian Trail.
Yes, I would love to do that.
Do you know
myself.
where the Appalachian Trail is?
Yeah, it's in Appalachia.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you know that?
Well, because where else would it be?
I think you guess. It's in Pennsylvania.
Well, it goes.
It's in New Jersey. It's in
it covers
York.
a number of states.
New York.
It goes all the way to Canada
and Kentucky.
Yes.
Where you can get I don't know that rye.
That rye, which we'll be tasting after the break.
Makes it exciting. Ooh. Give it to Gary Johnson.
People. Speaking of hiking and camping and so forth, this weekend all New Mexico state parks are allowing people to fish for free. No, you don't need.
The kids are allowed to fish for free.
You don't need a
license.
A license.
But you cannot get more than the limit. What is that? Like a blue sapsucker? Is that even a fish? A blue trout? Have you ever seen a blue fish?
You bet.
What do you mean? There is bluefish, but it's in New York. It doesn't come here.
And in Elephant Butte, people will be up there this weekend. Last weekend, Elephant Butte.
Yeah, that's a good
Butte
story.
became like the third largest town in America, in the state, because of all the people that come in for the holiday.
As well as, I like the pictures of people who parked early so you could get a good spot near the water.
Near the water.
And then they were in the water.
The lake is still filling up, folks.
They could open the door of their little trailer and just throw a line out. Yeah.
Right. So this weekend, you can fish for free in any state park. Pretty good deal.
If you like fishing.
Now, down in Klein Park, Michael, for years, there was an old fire truck sitting there in the park.
You would know about these old things.
That's old Lizzie.
Yeah.
Old Lizzie the fire truck. That was one of the original fire trucks for the town of Las Cruces.
Yes.
And it sat there, and it slowly crumbled and deteriorated away. They finally moved it out with the plan to refurbish it.
This was part of Miguel Silva's idea? Was he one of the people who was pushing that?
Yeah, he was involved with that, and he was able to get like a $35,000 grant. Well, that was not nearly enough to put this thing back in order. The mechanics looked at it and
You don't need a
refurbishers looked at
mechanic
it.
because it's not driving anymore.
Oh, they want to make it drive again.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
So
Somebody steal it.
Dave decided that we didn't have the money, 35 grand wasn't enough. It's over in the city yard on Hadley, rusting away. But now there's a new effort to, let's get some more grant money. Let's refurbish Lizzie. Well, I hope they do.
That's a good political thing.
Then they could use it in parades.
The city does in parades?
Yeah, they could actually drive it in parades.
Well, I think giving people parades is good because it distracts them from political important
And if there's a
things
big
here.
fire, they could put it back into service.
That's true, and then it could get burnt there. What can it do? It just drives, you know? It's silly.
Well, it's an
Waste of
antique, and it's a relic
That's cool.
of Las Cruces.
It's good to refurbish those things.
Now, we need to take a break.
We're taking a break. I have to eat more peanuts, and we're going to have to get over to the rye.
So
Rye is another thing I am not fond of, but some ryes I
Yeah.
like, so we'll see how good this is. It's a good brand.
we'll be back after these words.
See you in a peanut.
I got to finish this.
Well, what are you waiting for?
Is your treasured dining room table in danger? Don't let scratches, spills, or hot plates ruin your beautiful dining table. Table pads are normally hundreds of dollars, but right now you get a custom table pad for only $69, an unheard of price. Our table pads are hand upholstered, just like the ones Grandma had.
Call now to order your custom table pads for only $69 and receive a $30 protective storage bag free. Call 800-631-9229.
Your bathroom can go from this to this in just one day.
This process got done in one day.
It really can. Well, with bath wraps it can.
It was remarkable.
They did a wonderful job.
The new bathrooms, they were so easy to clean.
Customize your bath wraps with hundreds of options.
The price was phenomenal.
Call now and get a free $1,500 designer upgrade and a free $600 safety upgrade.
1-855-672-1559.
This is a national healthcare alert from the Health Hotline. If you, a family member, or a loved one suffers from knee pain and have Medicare as your primary insurance, we've got great news. You could qualify for a pain-relieving knee brace at little or no cost to you. Get free delivery, and all the paperwork is handled by our accredited suppliers at no charge to you. We also have other pain-relieving braces available for shoulder, ankle, and your back. Call the number on your screen right now to immediately receive a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call Low Cost Airlines. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call now.
Friend, do you remember when it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank to expand a business, go on vacation, or buy a new car? Well, today, withdrawing your own cash has become a very risky business. According to the Secret War, banks are now required to spy on us for the government and then report any suspicious or unusual behavior. I suggest you get the Secret War free. Call the number on your screen or visit online.
And welcome back to Double Talk.
Oh, I'm not drinking this yet. Yes.
But we're about
I'm
to.
Marky. Yes.
I'm Mark Steffen.
I'm Michael Mandel.
We're tasting, as we always do.
Stuff. This is our week to taste things that I'm not particularly fond of. I had tasted this stuff before. It's sort of like a Southern Comfort, but it's called a gin.
They call it
It's
gin?
a barrel-rested gin.
Doesn't look like gin, doesn't taste like gin, but they call it gin.
And this is Wild Turkey. Wild Turkey bourbon, I think, is fairly good, but it's rye. And I have this
it's
thing,
rye.
you know I have a thing against rye because I tried to make a Manhattan a while ago with old overhauled rye, and as soon as I tasted it, I realized why I hate rye.
You didn't like Old Overholt. Don't you like corned beef on rye?
I do.
All right.
And speaking of corned beef on rye, when I first had rye, it was When we used to go to temple, the old guys used to have a shot of rye after the end of the service, as opposed to red wine, which we do now.
Oh, they should have it before the service, just to get through it.
Well, yeah. But, and I really have a great distaste for rye, but some guy who had a Scotch tasting said, "Oh, you hate rye? Try this one," and I liked it. So
everybody's making rye these days.
It is. It's a new overlook.
It is.
I can't wait till the first quinoa booze comes out. We need a quinoa booze.
Quinoa whiskey.
Well, cheers.
All
Let's
right.
hope I like this. I have not tasted this one.
Again, on the rocks.
Is it okay if I spit it out if I go?
Just don't look at me when you do that. No spit
Mark,
take.
Okay. I still have a cracker.
This would be better with a little tonic, with a little soda water, I do believe. That's how I like it.
You know? There's a smoothness to it.
And then he hits you.
No.
And then
But I think the rye spices it up. It gives some added crazy spices. I don't mind it as much as I mind this faux gin.
So, you're going on record to saying you're not a big fan of this gin.
No. I mean, Chris might have given me a way to understand how to appreciate it. Remember, I never liked Fernet Branca?
Well, you never liked Pepsi either, but that's how he likes it.
Well, I never had anything against Coca-Cola. Every time you see Coca-Cola and Pepsi commercials, which is every 20 seconds, you think, I used to drink that. I used to be a kid and used to be happy drinking Coke.
I agree with that, luckily.
It's an irresponsible beverage.
It is, because it's so bad for you.
Everybody thinks, oh, I'm thirsty, I want something tasty.
I mean, the booze is better for you than the Pepsi and the Coke.
That's true.
It really is.
It's probably true.
That's
why we drink it.
They say 1 or 2 drinks a day is good for you, as long as there's no Coke or Pepsi involved.
That's true. The Pepsi is going to kill you. The stuff is only going to make you drunk.
So
but it doesn't make you drunk if you drink 1 or 2 a day.
Now, I have not seen Wild Turkey Rye in local stores. I got this at Specs in El Paso.
You know what?
I'm sure PicQwik doesn't carry this.
Don't underestimate. I am no advocate of PicQwik, but in this case, I would check your local PicQwik to see what they have. The Cointreau, cheaper than Walmart, and Walmart's way cheaper than Walgreens.
They were probably shocked that somebody bought that gin. PicQwik.
If I asked the woman behind the
How many
counter,
more did they have of them?
They had 1 or 2 more, maybe 1. But really, I would try maybe old. This is made in San Diego, a big city for drinking.
Hey, when the fleet's in, you know it is.
Yeah, good reason. But and I guess some people say, you meet all these people and they say, "Oh, I never drink gin because I threw up in 3rd grade."
Because they drank too much of it.
Yeah, but gin is pretty good.
I'm that way with Jose Cuervo to this day.
Oh God. I once got a little sick on Chivas, but it didn't stop me. Anyway, we got to keep.
You're no quitter.
No, I keep working at things. And one thing not to quit on is Taste of Las Cruces.
Taste of Las Cruces.
We've been there a couple of years.
How many restaurants? 30 some odd restaurants are going to be offering samples?
Last year they had like Sunset Grill and other ones.
Oh, there's going to be like a lot of them.
Sunset Grill is going to be there. It's a fun thing to do.
Some of the best restaurants in town are going to be there.
And some of the mediocre ones.
You can sample from all these restaurants. It's $40.
It is fun. And it's a charity.
It's a charity.
Yeah.
It's $40.
It's a fun thing to do.
Do they have cocktails? Do they have wine? Beer?
They do have wine.
Open bar?
They probably have cocktails. I think they have cocktails because it's at the convention center.
Yes.
Convention center has a liquor license from Marcy, I guess.
Whoever provides.
And we use her name so liberally.
Talk about fair prices.
Speaking of Marcy,
cocktails.
Marcy Dickerson has mentioned that she wants to do something for Negroni Week, which is the first week.
Did you talk her into that?
No, Riney Henderson from the Sun News talked her into it. She's supposed to do it. I haven't been contacted yet. Hopefully they're doing something on their own.
Michael's the self-proclaimed Negroni specialist.
Anyway, Negroni Week starts in the middle of this week.
June is Negroni month.
And we will drink Negronis next week.
And it happens to be my birthday month too. June.
No, you're a Scorpio, don't you remember?
I'm not a Scorpio.
Come on, you're a Scorpio. I can't work with people who aren't Scorpios.
Well, then
you're a Cancer?
Your wife is a Scorpio?
No, she's a Capricorn.
Okay.
Oh, okay, we got to keep going. Rudy's Barbecue is opening this month, since it's now June.
Toward the end of the month.
It's right near the Planet Fitness on
North Tell Shore.
North Tell Shore.
I don't care much for Rudy's. The barbecue sauce.
I'm glad you're saying that.
It's terrible because they incorporate
My wife,
corn syrup into it. That's a cheap and lazy way to make barbecue sauce.
I don't care what you make stuff with, as long as it's not psilocybin. But my wife doesn't like Rudy's either.
No, you know what I like? I like Ranch Way barbecue.
Ranch Way is great.
I had lunch there the other day. The barbecue chicken sandwich is to die for.
Rasco's.
The brisket burrito is wonderful.
Rasco's is good too. Oh, you know what I found out this week? What just happened there? I just was in El Jacalito, the place next to Pizza Hut on Missouri.
Yes.
They do venison hamburgers.
Wow.
Venison. Do you have anything against venison?
Well,
it's four-legged. It's got
I
a
love
brain.
Bambi.
They do very well in their SATs. But I know people love venison. Who would have a venison burger? Anyway, they would have it.
Do they have it all the time?
Until it runs out. I was there the other day. They said, until it lasts. Okay, next thing. Ranch Way Barbecue. Is that what you want to say is better?
Oh,
so
yes.
Rasco's is pretty darn good, too.
Zoot Suit Pachango is going on this weekend at Klein Park.
Which is where the...
Saturday.
Where
the
that
old
fire truck
Lizzie the fire truck used to be. They have a plaything in the form of the old Lizzie the fire truck.
That's pretty cool. I'm growing fond of
Are you?
I'm growing fond of this rye bourbon.
Yes, now Klein Park this Saturday from... this is the poster from last year, and they have it from 12 noon to 7. Now, Las Cruces Sun News says it's from 7 to 9.
Really?
What kind of a pachanga is that? 2 hours? So I don't believe the Sun News ever, anyway. But so Klein Park this Saturday, all afternoon into the evening, at least until 7, and people dressing up as zoot suits. There'll be classic cars around the place. There'll be music. There'll be food trucks. Could be a fun time over there at Klein Park. The neighborhood needs that kind of a thing.
I have a zoot suit.
Do you?
Yes. I don't know if it fits me.
Got a
but
long
it doesn't
chain?
matter. It doesn't matter if it doesn't fit me, does it? I just wear it open. So that'll work. I should go. Music in the Park.
That's going on. Music in the Park started last week. This week it's going to be at Young Park. And for the rest of the week, for the rest of the month, mostly it's going to be in Young Park.
Thursday night this week is the Border Jazz Quartet on the Plaza. We don't have that listed.
What night is that going to be?
That'll be Thursday night at 6:30.
Next Thursday night. Okay.
And
that'll be good. Also, Tom Foster Morris is going to be at Sparky's.
Who the hell is Tom Foster Morris?
Tom Foster Morris. He's a recording artist, country western star. He was in the movie with me, Jim.
I'm sure he remembers that.
Yeah, and he does. And he's a recording artist. He's playing at Sparky's this Sunday from 3 to 5.
NMSU is opening on June 9th, which would be a Friday at 5:30. They're showing their new acquisitions. If you've ever or never been to the NMSU Art Gallery openings, they're usually fun. They have wine and cheese, and it's very artsy, and that's what we like.
So anyway, I think our time is up, isn't it?
I believe so. I will toast this bourbon.
Here's the Wild Turkey Rye. And thanks for joining us right here on Double Talk.
If anybody wants to taste this, give me a call.
Because he doesn't like it.
I'll give you a taste. See you next week.